Third down and 20.
Let's talk about the Bengals a little bit. Let's talk about the Bengals. Let's talk about Joe Burrow. I'll call it Joe Burrows' future with the Bengals. Okay. So, the Bengals are a weird team, right? They're a team that it's like everyone kind of agrees that they're up and coming. But with how good the AFC North is, with how much talent the Bengals need to have, do you really think this setup right now and the way that they're headed is going to get them into the playoffs and being a competing team in the AFC? Or do you think they're always going to be that team that's just rebuilding? And what does that mean for Joe Burrow, who is the franchise quarterback right now of this team? What do you think is going to happen with the Bengals in a 3-year outlook? 3 years from now, is this Bengals team going to be a good team, or are they going to be in a similar spot to where they are now?
Dude, it's tough because you do look at the division, and the Ravens look like they're always going to be pretty good as long as they have Lamar, and of course Harbaugh, and the Browns look sustainable, and the Steelers are the Steelers. And I look at the Bengals, and I'm like, all right, listen, that team was not so good last year. I mean, Joe Burrow played good before he got hurt. I can't buy into that team. So I see this team like a Chargers team that could make a run at it here. If you ask me, the Chargers in 3 years, yeah, I can see the Chargers maybe squeaking out division run, definitely in the playoffs. Bengals, I'm not so sure. Maybe an 8-8, a little 7-9er, a little upset here and there. But, they're going to have to just hit on some draft picks and that just become, great guys, great players. I love Burrow, but I'm not buying into the Bengals staff and front office right now. I don't know. If you ask me in 3 years, it's just because the division's so tough. I can't tell myself that, oh yeah, the Bengals are going to be better than the Ravens in 3 years. They're going to be better than the Browns. I don't see that.
Man, this is such an interesting team because we all know that they're rebuilding. We all know that they're pieces away. It's almost, do we trust this Bengals staff to get Joe Burrow in that position?
Yeah.
I agree with you. I don't trust it. I don't really trust Zach Taylor, their coach. I think he's all right. It's just, that's a tough hand that he's been dealt there in Cincinnati. That is a tough organization to bring playoff wins and playoff success to. I think the real question is, though, if you were to treat the Bengals as a penny stock, right, you can buy them. Let's say, the Ravens are worth $10 and the Bengals are worth $1. Are you buying the Bengals at that low-ass price, or are you still just staying away from them?
I'm staying away.
Yeah, I think I'm staying away, too. I'm surprised. I thought that you would buy into the Bengals.
Dude, it's just, it's not that I don't hate the Bengals. I love Burrow, and, we only got half a season with them, but I just look at a team like the Browns, who were maybe kind of similar situation a couple years ago, but I just like where they're heading forward, where they've already hit the rebuild point. Maybe in 3 years, ask me again, and if the Bengals go 9-7, in their third year, and it looks promising, yeah. But it's not in these next 2 years, I could only see them combining for about 10 wins.
Yeah, I just kind of question,
especially
did
on
Joe
top of the
Burrow
AFC.
fuck up by not demanding a trade and just saying, dude, I'm not going to the Bengals? Because, dude, this is an organization. It feels like it's constantly one step forward, 2 steps back, or a step forward, a step back. Even with, I like their free agent signings, but, dude, they're just replacing guys that they lost, right? Without, and like you said, unless they completely nail a draft out of the park, right? They have a Seahawks level draft where they just pick up all pros in the 3rd and 4th round. It's just going to be tough for this team to compete. I don't think it's impossible. It's just tough for them, and I don't really see it. So I just kind of question the future then for Joe Burrow if I don't see it. is Joe Burrow just going to be another Carson Palmer? Is he just going to be a Phillip Rivers where, and maybe even have less success than those guys, or maybe less success than Phillip Rivers?
I like the
Similar to
Carson
Carson
Palmer
Palmer.
take.
Yeah,
I mean, Palmer had take once he got the hell out of, once he got out of there.
yeah. So it's like I just kind of feel because like I don't think I'm necessarily sold on Burrow, but I liked what I saw out of him. It's just, dude, you have to carry. You have to take that Bengals team and put them on your shoulders to have success. It seems like, and that's tough for anyone to do. You just look at the stats of even guys like Aaron Rodgers. When the Packers have a bottom half of the league defense, he struggles to get a winning record. It just seems like the Bengals defense is miles away from being a top defense in the league. Yeah, they have some good players. Every team has good players. It's just I really do not see them putting it together. And what does that mean for Burrow then?
Yeah, well, one thing I will say about Burrow, and like I think this is a good trait. I think Baker has this too. Is if they're doubted on and they're put in a hard situation, which they both have been, Baker's succeeded, but like Burrow's in a pretty similar situation. But you know, in college, it took him 4 years to really get to a spot where he could blossom and play, and then won the Heisman. And now he's in a spot where, yeah, he was a number one overall pick, but I mean, your back's against the wall too here because nobody's really expecting anything. We're saying here like, dude, I think you're just going to waste away your career. So I think he has that trait where, like, he could take that and use it as, like, motivation, get this team to where, like, it's only been a couple times at the top of the division. But it's just, like, that's a long mountain to climb. And
Yeah.
I think it's tough for anyone. It'd be tough for Tom Brady. I mean, you put Tom Brady on that team, I don't know. You put Patrick Mahomes. I don't know.
I agree. Like I still don't think they're a good team, even with those guys.